Hey y'all, this is Audra Hicks, your Tennessee Realtor. I wanted to talk to y'all today about the listings on the MLS. So, if y'all like my videos, please don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned because I put the real in real estate. So, I just wanted to let y'all know that what you see online on the MLS, in the data on the MLS, may not always be true. It might be incorrect. It may be correct. You never know. So, when you go looking at properties and your agent looks up properties and sends them to you, most of the time what we do is, or I do, is I try to see if I can verify any of this information. So, say it says it's 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and 2,298 square feet. I'm looking at one of my laminated ones of one recently. So, the property address, you have the price, you have all of that. How many bedrooms it has depends. If it's in an area where it has a septic tank, that will depend on what the septic tank is approved for. So, if the septic is only approved for a 2-bedroom house, then it is considered 2 bedrooms and can only be put on the MLS as a 2-bedroom, whatever bath house. But sometimes it is put in as 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms or whatever it is, and it might be different on the septic. That doesn't mean that there is not 3 or 4 bedrooms there. You just can't advertise it that way. So, in the private remarks, I always put buyer to verify all pertinent information, buyer or buyer's agent to verify all pertinent information, including schools, taxes, square footage, all of that, you know, because that may be something of interest to you. You may want a 3,000 square foot house and it turns out it's only 2,800. You know, when you get your appraisal as a buyer, that appraiser is going to do the square footage. If you need to know before the appraisal, then you need to have that measured professionally. Sometimes on my listings, when there's a big discrepancy, then I will usually get it professionally measured so that we are on the same page with square footage. I've done that many times. We've gotten it measured ahead of time, and that way we know for sure. Sometimes the tax records say one thing and the listing says another. So that listing agent, whenever they're putting it in the system, may not know how many square feet it is or whatever for sure. So where did they get that from? What source did they get that from? And usually it'll let you know if it came from the tax records or a previous appraisal. Whenever I'm listing a property, I will ask, unless I have sold them that property and may be privy to their appraisal, or they've given it to me, or they look it up, or whatever it may be, then you know, we go by that and can use prior appraisal whenever we do the square footage. Now, room sizes, don't ever go by room sizes. Room sizes, if you're going to go by that, you're going to probably be way off, because unless it's been professionally measured and they tell you dimensions of the rooms, that living room may not be 17 by 22. It may be 30 by 30, or it may be 15 by 15. Who knows? But if you want to try to measure when you're in there, you do your measurements when you're looking at the home or during your home inspection, so that you kind of get a good idea of what the measurements are, you know, if the seller hasn't done that on the front end. School systems, you need to make sure you do your due diligence on school systems. If it says it's J.W. Wiseman Elementary, and it is not there, and that's where you're really wanting to be, you need to let your agent know that you want a certain school district, and that agent needs to do their due diligence to make sure that it is in that school zone. So, a lot of times on the MLS now, they have it to where we can click on it and it easily brings it in, but I would still verify all of that on the front end. So, just wanted to try to go over that. And then I've seen also on the acreage. Acreage may not be right. Even when we sell acreage unless there was a survey done, and I have that survey. We are pretty much guessing about what the tax record, and that is not always right, y'all. The tax card is not always right. It's not always right on square footage. Sometimes the age of the home. I mean, sometimes taxes aren't right. Just depends. You just never know. So just use that as a base to go by, and but try to get all your contingencies worked out during your contingency period. If you have to have certain things and that is like a deal breaker to you, you need to voice that and make sure that y'all figure that out on the front end, and you know, you don't buy something that you find out later that is not correct. So that's kind of where we are on the data on the MLS, but also what I was saying about acreage. We don't know. Sometimes, you know, when you go buy a lot of acreage, it may not be 26.8 acres. It may be 25. It may, unless, like I said, there's a survey been done and you have all of that and you're privy to it as a listing agent, then you may not know. So, you know, do your due diligence as a buyer or buyer's agent. Get your agent to do it on the things that you are stuck on that you need to have. So, you know, that's something that you need to voice to your buyer's agent that you are working with. That you know, you're wanting to buy something for, to use it for certain commercial, or you're using this, then y'all need to try to figure that out. If the agent doesn't get to help you, you need to go and make sure with the county or city or whatever that you can buy it for said purposes. So there's a lot involved in buying a home, and we just try to do our due diligence and have your best interest at heart all the time to make sure that we are providing a service that will, you know, help you figure out and get the home or location or wherever it may be that you want to be. You know, you need to look at internet these days too. Sometimes these properties are in areas where internet is not available, and that's like a big thing. So not all the time will agents know what internet is there. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes we're just really researching, trying to figure that part out. You have a lot of things online that you can look up with addresses and figure that out too. But there are still some areas that have no internet. So you got to have alternate ways of getting internet if there is none available. Most of the time here in our area, if we are in Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation, then we have Cumberland Connect. And I think they are finishing out their last leg this year to where all of their utility customers are going to have available high fiber internet. We love it. We do the highest one that we can get, and we waited for that. We couldn't wait till it came. It came to us, but there's a lot of rural areas out there that Cumberland Connect has taken and tried to get to, and I think this year, 2024, they're supposed to finish the last leg of everything. So in a Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation or CEMC area, no matter where you're at this year, you should be able to have fiber coming, I would say, by the end of this year, unless they change it. You can always go to their website and figure that out. And that's one thing that I try to do too, is go to their website as an agent. And if I know there's something in that electric memberships area and my clients want that, I'll look up the address, see if it's available, whatever. Or when it's coming. Since we are one, we just go to our app and figure that out as well. So that's a little bit about the data on the MLS. It is there, but that's just a guide. So don't think of it as the Bible and say that everything in it is truthful and you're going to just take everything in stone. It is not always right. You just need to know that. Just use it as a guide, and any facts that you need to know for certain, you need to figure those out in your contingency period. Write that in there, whatever it is you need to know, and figure that out ahead of time so that you're not buying something you're not happy with in the end. So voice that to your realtor, and let them know why you're buying and what you need out of that. And if there's something that you have to have in that purchase, you need to make sure that it's there and it's available and it is what it is. So hopefully that's helped you. If you like my videos, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.